You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to The Vocal Technologist. I'm your host, and today we're jumping right into the pretty intense world of founders and startups. We're going to unpack the latest funding news, some clever growth strategies, the work culture, which is getting wild, and what really makes a product stick. So let's kick it off with funding. What's hitting the headlines? Who's making the big moves?
Well, the scale is just incredible sometimes. You look at Cognition, right? They just pulled in a massive $400 million round.
$400 million, wow.
Yeah, and it pushes their valuation to $10.2 billion. Founders Fund led that one.
$10 billion.
And they bought Windsurf, which really cements them as a leader in AI coding. They've got huge clients already like Goldman Sachs, Dell. It's a textbook case of scaling fast.
Okay, and speaking of scaling fast, Ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Their story just keeps getting more unbelievable, doesn't it? How are they still doing it?
That's the big question, isn't it? I mean, Ramp keeps defying gravity. They were doubling at $100 million revenue,
Right.
then at $500 million. And somehow, they're still doubling even past $1 billion in revenue.
That's just hard to wrap your head around.
It is. And the real kicker, they're cash flow positive through all of this. It's not just growth. It's like a whole new level of efficient scaling.
So what does this signal for, the rest of the private company market?
Right.
All those unicorns we hear about. Is everyone on this trajectory?
Oh, definitely not. Not at all. If you zoom out, the whole unicorn market seems to have split, really. You've got the rockets.
Rockets.
Yeah, like Databricks now at a $100 billion valuation, growing 50%. Or Supabase jumping from maybe $900 million to $5 billion. These guys are flying.
Okay.
And they're actually avoiding IPOs now. They want to keep that growth private, keep the spoils. But then there are the zombies.
Zombies. Doesn't sound good.
No. Nearly a third shows zero growth. And get this. Over half fail basic financial health checks. So for you listening, it really underscores that a high valuation doesn't automatically mean a healthy company. It's a divided market, requires real discernment.
Right. So with these huge differences, what are the strategies? How are the survivors, the rockets, actually doing it? How are they staying agile?
Well, companies are getting creative. Look at Snap. Their ad revenue stalled a bit, so what did they do?
Why?
They restructured into these small, agile startup squads, like 10, 15 people per team, super nimble.
Interesting, like mini companies within the company.
Exactly. And they've also found a solid revenue stream with Snapchat plus subscriptions, pulling in over $700 million a year. Plus, they're betting big on AR glasses. It's all about adaptability.
Which brings up that classic founder question. Bootstrap or fundraise? How's that playing out now?
Yeah, it's less of a strict either these days, I think. Bootstrapping gives you control, sure, but it's slower, riskier personally. Fundraising speeds things up, brings expertise, but dilution.
You give up a piece of the pie.
Right, so the smarter play now seems to be a hybrid. Bootstrap maybe to validate the idea and get some traction, then raise capital strategically when it really makes sense for the valuation and growth spurt, not just because you can. Avoid giving up too much too early.
Makes sense. And driving all this behind the strategies is the human side, the work culture. We're seeing some pretty intense stuff emerge there, aren't we?
Absolutely. This 996 work week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, it's becoming weirdly common in San Francisco.
996.
Wow. And it's not just tech anymore, it's spreading. It's really a symptom of this market where speed is everything. Like radical speed is your main defense.
So it creates intense pressure.
Immense pressure. Leaders face really tough calls on pushing teams versus burnout, retaining talent. For your own business, you have to think about how these competitive forces might push similar boundaries and what that means culturally.
Okay, shifting from the people to the product itself. Building something people genuinely want. What's the hard truth about product retention?
Yeah, this is crucial. A lot of founders miss this. If your day one retention is, say, 10%, but it needs to be 40% for your model to work, it usually means you built the wrong product, period. You can't just tweak your way out of that.
So optimization isn't the answer.
Not for that kind of gap. It likely needs a full pivot, a redesign, maybe changing the core way users interact, maybe finding completely different users. Good retention starts with building something people need frequently. Then you obsess over making it indispensable.
And once you've got that indispensable product,
right?
Pricing, how do you charge fairly? Or perhaps unfairly? I hear some usage-based models aren't always what they seem.
Yes. The dark side. The promise was great, right? Pay only for what you use. Sounds fair.
Seems fair.
But sometimes it becomes, well, someone called it infrastructure hostage taking. You buy, say, $100,000 in credits, use maybe half.
Okay.
Then those unused credits often expire unless you commit to another $100,000 next year. Vendors use that sunk cost, that leftover credit, as leverage to basically force a renewal. It can be pretty predatory.
That doesn't sound like pay for what you use.
Not really. But
Right.
hey, on a positive note, look at Aven. They just raised $110 million at a $2.2 billion valuation. They're tackling high consumer credit costs using ETLOC-backed cards credit lines backed by home equity.
Interesting approach.
Yeah, and they claim they've already saved customers over $215 million. So for you listening, it really prompts the question, are your own pricing models transparent? Are they truly fair from the customer's point of view?
Good question to ask. Okay, finally, just a quick glance at AI. It's not just changing tasks, it's shaking up whole team structures, right?
Oh, massively. First, just managing AI agents that work 24/7. That's a whole new leadership challenge nobody fully has the playbook for yet.
True.
But even more fundamentally, AI is just collapsing team sizes.
Right.
What took 10 people might now take 2. This hits middle management roles especially hard and just completely changes how work gets organized and executed.
So the way we work is fundamentally shifting.
It's happening incredibly fast. You really need to consider how this is going to shape leadership, team structure, everything in your own business. It's not theoretical anymore.
Wow. Okay, what an exploration today. From rocket ship startups and zombie unicorns to tiny startup squads, the 996 grind, and, well, pricing traps. It's clear things are moving at lightning speed. So as you navigate your own ventures or even just watch this space, maybe the question to ask is, are we building the right things people genuinely need, and are we really ready for these new ways of working that are, well, they're basically already here? Thanks so much for joining us on this exploration today.
Spoken Tech for your ears.